Well, hey, Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. The Requiem for Vengeance trailer 2 dropped. It is sick. Let's jump in, I'll break it apart, and let's see if we can get some more info out of it. Okay, first of all, really cool looking. So, something on the top left you could see is like that red vertical line. This is getting distributed by Netflix, and that, top right has the N. So it's actually cool that we're getting that level of detail that, hey, we know how it's going to be distributed. But honestly, this looks like, I'm just going to throw out Last of Us 2, but obviously this is Unreal Engine 5, but just a really high-end, modern-looking video game that might turn off some people, but I don't care. Bird is here. I wonder if this is a wingsuit. All right, sick shot here. We're seeing some troops. We've got the Magellan takes sitting there. Troops walking. Like, it's really cool to see them at this level of detail. You know, historically, we've had CGI Gundam done through MS Igloo, Gundam Evolve, which I'm currently going through right now, and I've gone through MS Igloo on this channel if you want to check out those videos. But I think it's cool that we're now getting at this point in time, I guess Gundam has always used different means of animation, being CGI, to, portray these stories, and we're at a time now where this stuff is looking good. Now, this shot just looks awesome. And here I think we're seeing like the GA carriers that the Principality of Zeon uses. And really what I'm loving here is the shot, the realism that they are adding, that modernization of the original 0079 style of Gundam. So again, this is firing on all cylinders. Really great CGI. We're seeing the camera framing works great here as it's following the ships as they are flying, and we can see like the scale and scope of this theater of war, where we can see the background there. And from what I understand, this takes place on the European front during the 1-year war. And then we've got this shot, which we've seen in the other trailers. We have this Zeon pilot, potentially that female pilot they're showing off, and she's looking at this stopwatch. A bunch of interesting things could be going on here, especially when it starts getting into more of the plot. It's called Requiem for Vengeance. Is this person counting down the time that she can finally get revenge for whatever? Or is this something else entirely? Is this a memento of someone? It'll be interesting once we can dive into the character stories. It is really cool seeing the pilot inside their mobile suit, flipping switches, wearing the helmets, looking very cool. I mean, look at that shot. Like, it's almost live action looking. Just the way they are taking account for the lighting looks great. The contrast makes it look super realistic. I mean, that's what we're gonna get out of the Unreal Engine 5, but just the fact that they're doing it with 1-year war Gundam is awesome. Okay, Eastern Front, November 6th, 0079. So November 6th. If we were to look at the 1-year war, we see that Operation Odessa was from November 7th to 11th. So this takes place potentially right before Operation Odessa. So this is a 6-episode series. It could be that those 6 episodes take place entirely on the 6th, right before Operation Odessa, or it could be that it starts then and then maybe continues on forward. Just a couple things I'm thinking of in my mind is, by this time, the Gundam is in full effect, and it's really Operation Odessa and then Jaburo that shifts the tide of battle. So it is that November during the 1-year war where there's that turning point of the Federation versus Principality of Zeon. So I wonder if then within the story we're actually seeing from the Zeon point of view, kind of like we did in MS Igloo, but someone on the ground during that turning point, how it affects them, because a Gundam is in this. So I feel like I could freeze frame literally any shot and be like, awesome shot. Looks like modern, realistic Gundam. I mean, obviously what I want, but look, we're seeing the shoes. What are those? The shoes of the Zaku 2, or the feet. It's just really cool to see it at this level of detail. It really is. And then in the cockpit, hitting the switches. This is the kind of the lore stuff that people might like me like, and when it comes to like Gundam and the machinery and how things function. So it is cool, again, to see it at this level of detail. And that's with everything fully lit, which is really neat. It's showing kind of that old school look. Again, they didn't have those 360 cockpits at this point with the Zaku 2s. It was still kind of the classic way they were going about, piloting these mobile suits. So 11 months after the Revolutionary War, So I guess the wording might be weird here. So is it 11 months after the start of the Revolutionary War, which was the 1-year war that kind of revolutionized the conflict between the Earth sphere and Spacenoids, Xeon in particular here. I was confused a little bit when I was thinking, 11 months after the war ended, but considering this takes place November, as it said at the beginning, it's 11 months after the war. I'm assuming it means start of the war. And there's that awesome shot there of the Zaku head, and it's mono eye turning on. We've seen a lot of this in the artwork, looks sick. And then this kind of like zoom out where we're seeing a whole bunch of Zakus in the GA potentially, going to start their battle. I mean, these shots are great. I like that we're going to be able to see the mobile suits sort of, taking off, getting into combat, sortying with the level of detail that we're going to get with the Unreal Engine 5. And I like the artistic vision on top, kind of modernizing things a bit where they still look like classic Gundam, but have just the right amount of touches on them. Okay, so it's really cool because it's when they are, I'm assuming, landing over the Eastern Front. This is a time where Xeon 2 was trying to take over Earth, and their idea was they would drop troops around, especially around mining bases, and I think the issue was that the Principality of Xeon just spread themselves too thin across Earth when not really that being their battlegrounds, really. They are from space, and they were attacking on Earth. I think that's what let the Earth get the upper hand, other than the fact that a Gundam was running around. Man, look at this shot. I love this. This is exactly the type of stuff I've been wanting to see. And then getting attacked while they had their forces out patrolling. Could it be a Gundam? Could it be a gun tank? Oh, the shot of the Zaku's landing, the thrusters on the bottom of the feet, allowing them to slow their ascent as they land. Descent is what I meant to say. It's excellent. Like, this is exactly what I want, which I think I've already said. I can, hear this gun firing. I feel like I can hear it. And then the Zaku's just jumping around on the ground. So it's cool. We're going to see ground combat. Again, this was Gavin Hignite, who wrote the story, was, liked Thunderbolt, 08th MS team, taking some of that kind of grounded, realistic parts of warfare, and it seems to be implementing it here. Okay, getting a look at a pilot. Just kind of a quick look here. Oh, and getting that Heat Hawk ready for battle. It's already igniting, and they're reaching back to grab it. And destroyed a tank. What was it, the Type 61? I'm just doing this off the top of my head, so I don't remember. But it's going to be cool to see some of those classic vehicles, mobile weapons, whatever, during that time that, showed up a lot in MS Igloo. Okay, and it looks like we get a look at an emblem. And maybe they've called out what this is before, or maybe she even said it during this trailer, like Red Wolf or something like that. Looks neat. Okay, and look at this squad here. Look how cool they look. They look like they're in some Zaku 2s that have been used. Maybe these are some Zaku 2s that have been around in the war, and they add a little bit of red. Now you've got a main one that has more of that pinkish red. Hey, isn't that saved for Char Aznable? What are we doing here? And then of course we have cows, and the cows are running. Can't have a Gundam without an animal of some type. But then we have, that interesting, there's a name for it, that Zaku tank, and they've got it here. It looks like it's half destroyed, maybe someone trying to run away. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. We could see some pilots or whatever that are kind of in the part where an arm would have been that was broken off, exposing the cockpit. So it looks like this has been salvaged, maybe used to escape, run away. Again, the Requiem for Vengeance title is getting in my head, like, what is the story gonna be? Ooh, nighttime. And look at those Zaku 2s in the back in those hangars. There's some awesome shots that go by really quick here. And then we've got the band playing some guitar. We got some music, okay. Now look at the characters here again, and I'm one that I get it when things, CGI looks a little weird, but lately CGI, especially with Unreal Engine 5, has been awesome. Even there's been those Resident Evil shows that came out recently that are really good too. Okay, this Zaku 2 could be that tank type. Was that called a Macau or something like that? There's a name for it, but we got this claw arm, so I'm assuming this is that special type. It's even got the cannon going on. Look at another character. Looks like actually the main character we see like on that poster art where it shows the Gundam and then a character looking at the Gundam. The hair kind of gives it away. It looks like this character has red hair, and you know, it's like combed to one side. Yeah, and looking at the gloves too, that is similar to the hand that was holding the stopwatch. So it's probably, we're seeing these sequences of this character. Yeah, to me maybe sounds like it got into battle, Gundam almost killed her, she was able to escape, and is now looking for vengeance. I'm sure it gets deeper than that. Okay, blink and you miss it. Is this the backside of the new Gundam, and it's doing some attack action here? I'm seeing what looks like, you know, that gun it has on the side, the shoulder. Some other things going on the other side. We weren't able to really confirm what was going on with that. Here's a little clearer shot. Looking interesting. Yeah, you know, I'm reminded by the shoulder, the way the shoulders look, how I thought that was a pretty distinctive look when we got that full body shot of the new Gundam in this. And then, yeah, we could see the Zaku kind of in the background, so it looks like this is a shot of them facing off. Ooh, we got some fighter squadrons moving in. I like that. Oh, and what is that? Is the Gundam coming up from below, like taking down the fighters with its beam saber? That is sick. Trying to freeze frame it right, but here's another like shot where we can see as that Gundam is leaping. Very GPO1 in look there. And then the character's like, oh no, I need a Requiem for vengeance. And look at that. Oh, see, they're doing the thing where what the Gundam, the essence of the Gundam is that propaganda scaring that other side, like, look at what the Earth has. And they're really portraying that here, because just the way with the fire going on in the background and this Gundam just kind of walking around. I can't wait to learn of who the pilot is. You know, what kind of person it is. Is this someone that's just part of the Earth Federation forces? Is this someone that's a new type? I don't know. Oh, look at that, looking at the camera like, oh, I mean, the red eyes look sick. I just got done seeing that Godzilla -1, and this is giving off those effects where this is supposed to be something scary. And there we go. Coming soon, Netflix. All right, there we go. Oh, that looks excellent. This is what I need. You know, some badass UC stuff going on. And we've got an idea of the story, and I'm curious what you all think. So just to recap, November 6th, right before Odessa, this is during that time where it's a turning point in the one-year war. The Federation's got its Gundams, while and I guess more than one, while the Principality of Zeon is spreading themselves thin on Earth's surface, allowing the Earth Federation to move in, take them out where they can. So we have this lone Zeon officer or pilot, that witnessed some destruction, wants to get back at the Gundam. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Anyway, no date yet, but Requiem for Vengeance will be on Netflix with 6 episodes, 30 minutes each. That is awesome. Can't wait for it. Let me know what you guys think below in the comments. Like, is there some other things you've picked up from this trailer? Some things I didn't notice, weapon-wise, or even story-wise? Any guesses as to what the story might be? Because, yeah, this is looking great. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and like the video if you think it's cool. It helps me out. And, yeah, share this around, too. That also helps. And, you know, shout out to all the supporters that make this possible. Links in the description for various fun things. But until next time, we'll talk later.